All right. Well, welcome, dear Periscopers, to my very first episode. My very first episode here on Periscope. And for all of my listeners, I would like to start a trend here. Okay, I would like to start a trend of my Periscope listeners of being called the Mellow Yellows. That's right. My Mellow Yellow Periscope listeners out there. This is episode 1 of something that I would like to create that would be essentially vital for people who would desire to empowering themselves. Okay, so for those of you who do not know who I am per se, well, I would like to introduce to you myself. My name is Jomo Ayala Ayapana. I am a registered nurse. I am a veteran of the United States Air Force. But, with that said, I do not condone or encourage war. I encourage peace per se, okay? And since I am a registered nurse, I'm all about self-help. I'm all about self-empowerment. I'm all about independence, self-governance, okay? And for that, with that intention, with that awareness, I would like to show you the very image right behind me, per se. And that is the image of the Book of Positive Light, Remembrance of the Heart. And it is a book that I had written. It was self-published, and it was published on 11/12/13, just about 2 years ago. Okay? And the reason for this broadcast is essentially to empower you. You too can write a book. You too can do anything that you so desire to do in your life. You can. And that's the beautiful thing about it. When you put your intention to it, when you put your feeling to it, when you put your emotions to it. And what is the etymology of what emotion is all about? Emoting a particular behavior. Not only are you putting out the spark of intention out there, but you're also feeling as if it is manifesting in itself. And with that said, you also emote the behavior as if it has already happened. And so the intention of having this book came to be about 5 years ago. And it was something where I intended to put something out there initially. And then by feeling that as if it has already happened, then you can emote the behavior as if it has already happened for itself. So the intention for this is episode 1. I would like to even call it Independent Creation Nation, because we too can create anything. And I would like to promote self-governance, self-finance, self-independence, to where you can create anything that your heart so desires. Even furthermore, I am also the host of my new online radio podcast, which is called Awakening Paradigms, on my new radio station. Right. My new radio station that I'm about to launch in December 2015, December 5th, 2015. Okay, so let's count what I'm basically doing out there right now. I am basically an author, a self-published author. Okay, I am also a host of my own podcast. Right. And I am also the CEO and founder of my own online radio station. Okay. And all of this was created for the simple intention of portraying an example for anybody out there who desires to do the same thing, and becoming the imprint and becoming the very change that you would so desire to see in the world today. And who actually, I don't even know where that quote actually came from. I'm thinking it's maybe the Dalai Lama, or even, it might be some Indian Sanskrit as well. But for the most part, that is something that I want to put the awareness out there for. The intention that the ability to self-empower yourself to do what you were always meant to do from within your heart. Okay? And so this Periscope broadcast, which I would like to continue on from this very point on, and again, this is only episode 1, I would like to bring out philosophy. I would also like to bring out several tips and self-empowering type of modalities in order to broadcast your message through independent book writing. I would also like to introduce many facets and avenues and how you yourself can podcast and become the very voice of your message, your community. And not only that, later on down the line, once we get down to the nitty gritty, to even perhaps providing you with several tips on how you yourself can create a network, a community of podcasters yourself through your own online radio station, right? So if you're an author, if you're a musician, if you are a creator, if you yourself are someone who would like to make a difference in the world today, you yourself can have the power, and you yourself can also acquire the very tools in order to basically do the things that you want to do in life. And here's another facet of the reason why I do this is because, for one thing, I do not believe in retiring at the age of what's the retirement age? 68, right? So 68 years of age, we're supposed to retire, and that seems wrong to me. We should be able to retire at an age for which we are young enough and strong enough and healthy enough to enjoy the beauty of saving money. Okay, so with that said, I'm 42 years of age, and I'm making a prediction right now that I am going to retire in 8 years. And I'm not going to do it in the traditional sense of things. And okay, just to tell you a little bit more about myself, I work for the VA medical system. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a psychiatry nurse at that. But the thing of the matter is that the retirement age that is promoted by them, and there's a certain formula, and there's always a certain level of, I would have to say, complexity in how or when we are supposed to retire. There's no clear delineation as to when that is going to be. And so from amidst the whole process of trying to figure out when you're supposed to retire, how much you're supposed to save, you are essentially confused. You are confused as to when or what or how to even go at it within the whole process of retiring, or even thinking or putting out the mindset of retiring, which is pretty much jacked up for the most part. You know, there shouldn't be confusion as to your plan and to the destination and then to the pathway. There shouldn't be any type of chaos. There should be, for the most part, clarity and in the whole process of providing that change for yourself. And so I am here to provide avenues, to provide different modalities for you yourself, to empower yourself, to arm yourself with ways that you can provide that clarity within your life. And I think that's the reason this show is going to be very important, because we will jump from quantum theory to philosophy to ways to organize your life from amidst encompassing and embodying this path of creation, of inspiration for other people to follow. Okay, and again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I would just like to reiterate with the fact that the main intention, okay, is to broadcast variable techniques and modalities in which you yourself can empower yourself to put out your creations out there lucratively. Now, the one thing about being an author, okay, and the one thing about being an independent writer per se is the fact that we are creators, and we do wonderful things about ways to create different writings, different articles, different ways to start a new project for a new book project per se. But the only thing of the matter is that as writers ourselves, as authors, as producers of variable types of creations, the thing of the matter is that we do not know how to market our products. And from the very last, I say, year, I started to realize that there is a sense of marketability that we can put out for ourselves. And I didn't realize that, I say, the first year after publishing my book, The Book of Positive Light, Remembrance of the Heart. So once I had come across many people who were in the know, who actually knew how to go and market your creations, I started to see another world of possibilities and potentialities. And now I am able to put out there many different income streams which will come back to me in return. Now, again, it's all about intention. It's all about putting out there the energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy per se. And when we put out different streams of energy which are positive in nature, we will get the positivity back in return. But we have to have the mindset of evolution. We have to have the mindset of that we are going to receive. That we are going to receive these things back in return, the abundance of things. But we must be clear as to what we want to receive back in return. So with these broadcasts, I like to keep it maybe 10-15 minute spurts, because I know how the attention span is. So this broadcast per se is initially an introduction to what I am all about. And I will be broadcasting around this time period between 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned. I might be compelled to even put something out there in between, because my phone's about to die here. So we were provided with limitation based upon the energy on my phone. So otherwise, I'm going to charge my phone up, and I will continue upon this introduction, and maybe I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Okay? So for all my mellow yellows out there, my Periscope listeners, thank you for tuning in. For anybody who's out there, or who anybody who had visited my broadcast, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you later. For all my mellow yellows out there, and all my fans, but the 5 fans that I have out there who have tuned in, thank you so much for being there with me. And we're gonna have fun. The awakening is fun, and we're gonna have a blast. For all my mellow yellows and for all my future listeners, thank you for tuning in. I love you. Satnam, namaste, bless you. God bless you. In Lakesh, Alagin.